Hey everyone, this is Shawwell360 and I'm here with a collection video. On my last video I asked you guys to tell me a little bit about how you got involved with collecting, what it is you're collecting, what your goals are for collecting, and I felt like in order for me to ask that of you, I need to answer that question myself. So I will tell you that the very first K-pop CD I ever had was Rain's Back to Basic, but the very second K-pop CD I ever had was Amigo. And I didn't have any more CDs for a real long time, and then I don't know what happened, but I just had the feeling that I wanted to start collecting, so here I am, and I made two goals for myself. The first goal was that I was going to have a SHINee collection. The second goal was to have a Rain collection. The Rain collection has been hard to get because Rain's early stuff is out of print, but SHINee, on the other hand, is really easy to get. So easy to get that I'm making this video for people who are looking to develop their own SHINee collection. Now, there's several different SHINee collections you could start. You could have a SHINee collection that has nothing but songs that they did on studio albums, which is what I have. I have the Korean studio albums. You can have the SHINee Japanese collection, all of their Japanese releases. You can have the SHINee Everything They've Ever Done collection, where you can get everything they've ever featured on. You can get every edition of every Japanese album. But I personally wanted to have the Korean Studio collection. So the collection I'm going to show you today basically is every CD that SHINee released as a group, and then I have the two solo/subunit CDs. So these are SHINee albums. These are all of the Korean albums. Now I don't have every version of every album, but I've got every album that was a major SHINee release. So let's start with the very first one, and it's SHINee, the first mini album. And as you can see, there's the boys, and they look so cute and they're so young. And then on the back you've got the track listing, and as you can see, it's not a long CD. It's got 4 real songs, and then it's got the boom track, which is basically the instrumental. But this is important. I mean, it's the first, and for me it's just really adorable to see them because they were so young then. I mean, gosh, Taemin, he was a baby practically. And then a lot of people made the comment that it's funny that he has a song on his solo called Wicked, and here he is wearing the Wicked shirt when he first debuted, so it is kind of funny. But yeah, what I'm going to talk to you about also with my collection video is just some tips if you're looking to start your collection, about like what you can get used, what you might not want to get used, things like that. So I'm going to start with this one. This is the first one. It doesn't come with a photo card. It has the 2 little advertisements, but it does not come with a photo card. So if you can find this in good condition, used, I would recommend buying it used rather than buying it new. You might save yourself $3 or $4, which could cover shipping costs. So that's my recommendation for this one. For the next release, we have Shinee World. There are 2 versions of this album. There's this version here, which is the lime green one, and then there is the black and white version. It's the same songs, it's just different covers and photo book. I went with this one because I just like the color. This is actually their first full-length album, and you can see it's got a much deeper track list on it, a few more songs. And once again, you don't have any photo card with this. All you have is the advertisement. So my recommendation for this one also is to get it used. You can save a few more dollars on this one. If you do decide to buy it new, I wouldn't pay more than $12 for it because they make a lot of reprints of this, so it's not a rare album by any means. In fact, none of the SHINee albums are rare, which is one of the great things about collecting SHINee, is that there's a really low barrier to entry. Yes, there are a lot of CDs, but you can find them really easily, so now's the time to get them. I don't know if there'll ever be a time when they're out of print, but at the same time, you kind of want to get them now because there are little differences between presses. I don't own any Korean first presses for SHINee, except for the Taemin, of course, but I've noticed some things that are a little bit different, so definitely if you're going to start collecting, start now while you can still get first press. Alright, the next one we're going to do is the Amigo the SHINee first album Repackage. This has a couple of different songs on there that aren't on the first album, Shinee World. This is my favorite SHINee album ever. I love this album. It's so good. This is another one I recommend getting used, even though there is something extra in this album that's not on any other SHINee album. It's this little thing here. It's the SHINee Special Time booklet. And I don't know if the new ones have it, and if you do get it used, you might want to make sure that the seller has this included. But this was back before they did photo cards. It has a little insert with a bunch of different pictures of all the members inside. See, it folds out. And probably my favorite picture is this picture here. But it also has another page here with, it's like photo cards, but they're not photo cards. You understand? I don't know, it's interesting, but I like it, and to me, if you get this used, this has to come in it. Otherwise, you need to get it new, because this is actually worth having. It's got these kind of the forerunner to photo cards, and then it's got this thank you sheet with all the thank yous that all the members have. So this is really worth having. So that's just some advice from me. If you're gonna buy it used, always ask the seller what it comes with. If you're gonna buy some of the albums that come with photo cards used, I would say 10 times out of 10 it's not going to have the photo card with it unless the seller specifically tells you there is a photo card that's going to come with it. But this album didn't have a photo card. The only thing that's kind of that you're going to want to look for is that special insert. Alright, the next album we're going to look at is SHINee's Romeo. This is an album that I would get new if you're looking for a specific member, but be sure to ask your seller. When I say that, this doesn't come with a photo card, but the back has different members on them. So like if you're looking for the Minho version or you're looking for the Taemin version, you might want to get it new just for that. But at the same time, if you get it used, you'll already know who you're going to have on the back. So this one's a toss-up. I recommend new because this new is actually pretty inexpensive. I think I paid $12 for mine brand new. But used, I've seen it for over $12, which doesn't make any sense to me. So it really just depends. If you're willing to take the chance and just get whoever comes up, then definitely get it, you know, brand new. But if you're looking for a specific member, then maybe go used. Alright, the next one we're going to do is the 2009 Year of Us. This album I also recommend getting used, even though you have to be really careful. This album and the Lucifer album have construction issues. It's got this format where the pages are really easy to fall out, so be very careful if you do decide to get this used. But if you do decide to get it new, it shouldn't be very expensive. This is a $12 album. I mean, it's a mini album, so you can see there's not a lot of songs on there. You only got about 6 songs, so this, you shouldn't be paying a lot for it. But to me, this is a really important part of the collection because this is a mini album and Ring Ding Dong is on it. And usually when they do like a mini album and then they do a full album, they'll take all the old songs and put them on the new album. Ring Ding Dong is not on Lucifer, so if you want that song, you have to get this in order to get that song. So it's an important part of the collection, but I still wouldn't pay a lot of money for it. The next part of the collection is Lucifer, and I'm going to show you 2 versions of Lucifer here. Lucifer actually comes in 2 covers. There is an A version and a B version. I've got the version that is kind of like the zombie apocalypse version, but there's the other version that looks like they're behind the scenes of a photo shoot, and it shows them getting their makeup prepped and everything, and it's got a like extreme close-up of Minho's face. I like this one better, so that's why I've got this one. But when I say there's 2 versions of this, it's something I didn't know about, and that's why I say if you can get first presses of these, try to get them. Now the copy that I bought is this copy, and I bought this copy brand new because I wanted to get the photo card because this is the first SHINee album that comes with a photo card. So I definitely recommend getting this brand new if you're collecting photo cards, because used, of course, is not going to come with a photo card. So you open it up, and in the back here, you see this photo of the group. There's nothing really exciting about that, but the reason why I want to make note of this is because I got this copy from an eBay seller when I got some other CDs from them, and this is a used copy, didn't come with a photo book, but I think this may be a first press, because when you open the back of this one, same as you did the other, you notice the inside is totally different. So that may be something you want to look at definitely when you're researching buying collections, SHINee Super Junior, TVXQ, any of them, you always want to find out if there is a difference between the first press and the second press. If you're looking to have a first press collection, definitely things like this are what you want to look for in terms of differences. But if you're looking just for photo cards, always go new, because usually, like I said, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, if it's used, it's not going to come with a photo card. And in case you're wondering, my copy came with the Taemin photo card. Alright, next we're going to go to Hello. And Hello is kind of an odd duck to me, because this was the repackage for Lucifer, but it did not come with a photo card. So this is another one of those albums that I definitely recommend that you buy used. A lot of people don't bother to buy it because there really is, Hello is the main song difference. But for me, Hello is a really important song. It's probably top 5 of SHINee song favorites for me, so I needed to have it, so I got it. And it is the Lucifer repackage, so basically everything that was on the track listing for Lucifer is on here. So hopefully you can see that pretty good. There you go. Alright, and this kind of marks the end of a certain style of album for SHINee, because if you notice, like the first couple looked almost like cardboard jewel cases, and then the last few were like the paper book style, and then all of a sudden we get to Sherlock, and Sherlock is a different animal completely. Like Sherlock has this plastic case. Each member has their own plastic case. So this is the Jungin version, but every version is different in terms of like what this graphic is in the back and what the color is on the background. And that color is actually the back of the group photo book. See, this is the group photo book, and then you get photo books for every single member. Now these photo books don't change no matter which version you get. They stay the same. What changes is the back of this one, and then like I said, the plastic case. So you can collect a special member. Some people try to collect them all. I didn't feel the need to collect them all, since those were really the only 2 differences, but that's just something to look out for in case you're wondering. But yeah, if you can't get your favorite on the cover when it comes in the mail, don't feel disheartened. You can always just put their picture on the front, and then there goes your favorite. This one is another one that comes with a photo card, so you probably want to get it new. I got the Taemin card again. If you buy this, a lot of sellers have this. This is always in stock. I think they're always reprinting this. You shouldn't pay more than $20 for this, even though it does come with a lot of stuff with it. I mean, it comes with a ton of stuff. I still wouldn't pay more than $20 for this, because like I said, it's everywhere. In fact, you can go to ktownforyou.com. It's KTOW, the number 4, the letter U.com, and they're actually selling the key version of this for $10.55, plus I think another 7 shipping. So that's why I say just don't pay a lot for this, because this is a really common album. Next, we're going to get into a place that I have a lot of questions, and I'm still not clear with this for myself, but I'm going to share my thoughts about it with you. This is Misconceptions of Us. This is the boxed set of the 2 albums, the Misconceptions of You and the Misconceptions of Me, and then you also get a bonus photo book here, and the photo book comes with its own photo card and little advertisements. I got the key card, as you can see. These 2 albums, what's kind of, I guess, controversial for me is the fact that these 2 albums, if you buy the Misconceptions of Us, not only do they come with extra songs on each of the albums, but the photo books are identical. Like, there's no changes. So for me, I recommend getting the Misconceptions of Us. However, if you are going about collecting SHINee and you're collecting for photo cards, there is a different set of photo cards for this album, a different set of photo cards for this album, and a different set of photo cards when you buy the collection. My recommendation, just because that's how I roll, I would go ahead and get the Misconceptions of Us and then go to a secondary seller or trade and get photo cards for each of these. In fact, right now I have an order with a Korean seller, and I've ordered a photo card for each of these. I ordered my favorite member because I really don't want to re-buy these albums, especially this one. This one you can still get relatively cheap. I've seen this sell for $12, which is amazing because it's actually like it's sturdy cardboard, so you get a substantial amount of album for it. But I've seen this sell for pretty cheap. But this one, I guess SM is not reprinting this, but it's starting to get really high in terms of new and used. I've seen this new for $25 before shipping. I've seen it used for $20 before shipping for the original version without the extra songs. So, I mean, it just really depends on what's important to you, but that would be the difference between presses, is the fact that the old one doesn't have as many songs, but this one is starting to become collectible. So, depending on how you feel about things, if you can get it used just to have it and say that you have it, go ahead. If you want to get it new, get it now, because I don't see this restocking. Apparently it wasn't very popular, so I'm not seeing this restocking in online sellers. Okay, so we're down to the final in terms of SHINee Korean Studio albums, and it's the Everybody mini album. I love this packaging. This is another album I recommend getting new because it does come with a photo card and it comes with a bookmark, which that's something different. They've never done that before. It has this dust cover here. That cover on the actual CD itself is totally different than the dust cover. The dust cover actually looks like this. And I'm going to take out my things that I got. I got the key photo card here. The photo cards for this album to me are some of the best photo cards that SHINee's done for Korean albums, but that's there. But yeah, I recommend getting this new, but there's a lot of copies of this out there, so you shouldn't have to pay more than $15 before shipping. If you pay more than $15 before shipping, you're being scammed, because this is a mini album. It's got 7 songs, which is pretty good for a mini album. You can see the track listing over there. But still, it is a mini album, so you shouldn't pay that much for it, even though this is a really nice, sturdy album. I really love the packaging on this a lot. And also, this is their last release, so this is still considered fairly recent, so there's a lot of availability on this, so that's why I say just don't spend a lot of money on it, but this definitely is worth the purchase price. Alright, and then the last 2 items that aren't necessarily SHINee Studio albums, but I like to think of them as that because every song features the voice of somebody from SHINee. It's the Toheart, Woohyun Key, and then the Taemin solo. I'm going to start with Toheart. Toheart, this particular album, wasn't very popular. A lot of sellers are selling it for discount. I've seen this go for $10. I've seen it go for $12. So if you want it, you definitely can get it. This is one I recommend buying new. I would never buy this used because it's so cheap new right now. It comes with this kind of sleeve to it, and then on the inside you've got 2 photo books. There's a photo book on each side, and then you've got a card that goes with it. So this comes with a photo card, so definitely that's another reason to buy this used, is so that you have the photo card that comes with it. But yeah, this just wasn't a very popular album for some reason, so you can get it for really cheap new compared to what you would pay new. So go ahead and get this one new. That's one I definitely recommend you get new. And then the last one is the Taemin Ace, which I'm going to recommend getting it new because it just came out like less than a month ago, or right at a month ago. So this is, you're not going to find it on the used market really, and also it comes with a photo card, so you're going to want to get it new for that. I don't really like the photo card that came with this too much. This is the photo card, and there's 3 different photo cards that come with this, and they're all variations of that same kind of pose. So, I mean, it depends on if you want to collect photo cards or not, but I would have to say you have to get this new. There's really just no way around it. You can't hardly get this used. And if I had to recommend a version, because there are 2 versions of this, there's the white copy and there's the black copy. I recommend the white copy because the black copy, I'm sorry, because the white copy gets dirty really, really easily. I bought this brand new, and when I opened it, there were already stainings. I don't know if you can see it a little bit. There's staining right there. And then down here in this corner, there's a little bit of dark smudging, which I don't understand because there's nothing dark in here, but it's dark in this corner. So that's why I say if I had to choose, I would get the black version of this. I wouldn't get the white because the white is just, it's very vulnerable. Also, this is just a side note. I have talked to several people on YouTube and friends of mine on YouTube, and the songs on here, the song Ace, the chorus is different on the album than it is in the live performance, but then I've heard people say that they have the black version of this album and the song Ace sounds the same as in the live performances, so that might be a little bit of a difference too. So that's just the things that I would look out for if you're deciding to collect this particular album. But yeah, that ends every SHINee Studio Korean album. Like, they have studio Japanese albums. I'm not going into that right now. And they have live concerts, so I don't consider those studios because those are live albums. But in terms of like in the studio with SHINee, a SHINee album where every song has a SHINee member on it, that is the collection. So hopefully if you decide to do this, you'll have fun, you'll collect the things you love. I adore this collection. Every single album that I showed you has a song that I adore. I love them as a group. I'm going to start collecting the Japanese albums soon. And it'll be a similar thing to this. It'll just be studio A version. I'm not going to get every single version. But I just wanted to share this with you so that you guys can be informed. And hopefully you've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed talking to you. And good luck with your collections. I wish everyone the best. And once again, like I said in my last video, let's keep our idols uplifted in prayer. Let's hope for everybody's safety and just hope for everybody's happiness. And I hope for your happiness and your safety too. Talk to you later. Bye.